Good afternoon, students. Are you hearing my voice? Students, are you hearing my voice? Please respond. Are you hearing my voice? Students, are you hearing my voice? Please respond. Are you hearing my voice? Students, are you hearing my voice?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please respond. Respond. Is it okay? Is it audible?
Okay.
Yeah, right. So before going to our class today, can you unmute yourself once? Unmute your videos once. Fayez, Prashant Gaud.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. How are you all?
Fine,
Fine,
sir.
sir.
Yeah, right. After a month gap, we are again in the streamline. Okay, can you give me things what we discuss and what are the things we discussed in the in earlier classes just before the 5th May?
China civilization, Indus Valley
Up to
civilization, Mesopotamia
which?
civilization.
Yeah, good. Indus Valley civilization. Then yeah, right. So we are in the ancient civilizations uh, as a paper 4 we are going through, and within this ancient civilizations we had the five we had the 4 modules, right? So within the 4 modules we covered the 2 module set, right? So one is ancient Chinese and ancient Indian civilizations like the Indus Valley we covered, and Mesopotamia also we covered. Okay, so within the 4 modules, before the 5th May, we completed the 2 modules, and again, remaining 2 modules are there. Okay, so within the 2 modules, one is the Egyptian civilization is one, and next one is ancient Greece and Roman civilization. Okay, so it means what we have to be cover another 3 ancient civilizations of the world. Okay, so before going to class today, we'll see the things we commonly the common things we covered under various civilizations. Okay, so under the three civilizations we covered with about the ancient Mesopotamia and ancient Chinese civilization and ancient India is nothing but the Indus Valley civilization. Okay, so within these three civilizations, the completed three civilizations, we had a common concepts within it, and like source of particular civilization and geographical location of particular civilization and society of particular civilization, the how the society and the division and structure of the particular civilization. And we also covered the in the economical aspects, basically the economy of a particular civilization. Within the economy of civilization, we covered agricultural economy and non-agricultural economy, like the trade and commerce and certain transactions which like a barter system or any exchange system what they followed in particular civilizations. Okay, so and apart from this, we also covered certain political structures, particularly administrative organization what they followed. Okay, so is there any administrative structure they followed, or is there any hierarchy, political hierarchy they followed? Okay, so we covered these things within the three civilizations what we covered before the 5th May. And apart from that, we also covered certain religious aspects, cultural conditions, and also the scientifical contributions from the particular civilization, and any script they followed. Okay, so these are certain common things we covered from the the three civilizations what we covered. Okay, so now we have to complete another three civilizations. One is the ancient Egypt and ancient Greece and Rome. Okay, so before going to ancient Greece and Rome, and we have to complete this ancient Egypt, and then we'll move to ancient Roman and Greece. Okay, so these ancient Greece and Rome both combinedly in under one module, so that we'll see these ancient Greece and Rome one by one, and we had certain similar features within it also. Okay, so the ancient Egypt is somewhat different with this ancient Greece and Roman, and before going to ancient Greece and Rome, we have to complete this ancient Egypt, basically. Okay, so students, before going to my explanation, I have to share my screen, and today we'll see a general introduction over this ancient Egyptian civilization. Okay, so before going to this general introduction, I have to share my screen. Students, are you getting my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. Okay, so ancient Egypt, you are already aware that there is one of the one of the nation which you find on the northeastern part of the African continent. Okay, so African continent, right? So this ancient Egypt, which is had certain geographical features and locations, and we'll see this ancient location of this ancient Egypt in a detailed manner while we are moving in a detailed study. Okay, so before going to all these things, and the basic thing is that while moving to any particular civilization, history of a civilization or history of a particular a nation or a particular territory, we have to see certain source to know much about a particular civilization. Okay, so before going to this, see these ancient civilizations, we had certain important source to know about these ancient history of this ancient Egypt. Okay, so here we had many source regarding these ancient Egypt, like certain certain archaeological sources and literary sources likewise. Okay, so here when you see certain literary sources, like many ancient historians, the great historians' works you have to know basically. One is the Herodotus, the Matters of Egypt is one of the text. By the text you will know about much things regarding the ancient Egypt, and also Hectagius Pergosis. It's nothing but the walls travel, also another important text. You will get much things for this ancient civilization. And one more important work from the Pliny is nothing but the Natural Historia. Natural Historia, one of the important text which give you a lot of things regarding this ancient Egypt. Okay, so apart from that, the Manetho Egyptica, also another text. Okay, so these are certain. You better to say that these are certain contemporary works, and which is these important writers from various other uh, ancient civilizations, like Herodotus belongs to Greece, ancient Greece, and Pliny from the Rome. Okay, likewise, these are the important writers who better to say as a contemporary writers. And when you see the later works, which is greatly from the Egyptologists. Okay, so basically, Egyptology is one of the important subject which is started by Thomas Young, J.F. Champollion, and J.G. Wilkinson, and Samuel Birch, like such archaeologists who done a great research over this ancient Egypt, and they also wrote many important works, like manners and customs of ancient Egypt by the J.G. Wilkinson, which is a great work which he compiled in 1837. Okay, so like not only from the contemporary sources, by later sources also you will get a lot of things regarding this ancient Egypt. Okay, so apart from this, you also get certain archaeological sources, like the huge structure of huge constructions you find in the ancient Egypt. Is nothing but the uh, Great Pyramids. Okay, so Great Pyramids are the important archaeological source where you find get much information regarding the about the pharaohs' lifestyle and their administration. Likewise, okay, so pharaohs are the rulers of this ancient uh, Egypt. Okay, so and when you see certain geographical things, it's like a geography and chronology are the right eye and left eye of history, you are well known. Okay, so without geography, you cannot see a particular history basically. Okay, so it cannot fulfill without geography. Okay, so always the geography and history may go very parallel. Okay, so there is a lot of relation between the geography and history. Okay, so here the every civilization had every civilization which is a gift of particular rivers. Okay, so like ancient your ancient Chinese civilization, you see Uyangho, Yangtze, and Amur like rivers. When you see in the Indian civilization, Indus Valley civilization, Indus River and its five tributaries, which played great role in the emergence of civilization. Okay, when you see in the Mesopotamia, you find the great rivers like Euphrates and Tigris. Okay, likewise, while moving with this ancient civilization, ancient Egypt civilization, you find a river nothing but the Nile. Okay, so according to Herodotus, Egypt is the gift of Nile. Okay, so Nile, which is a great river, which dividing the whole Egypt into the two parts. Okay, so east and west. Okay, so and this Nile river also we can the flowing of river maybe we can divide into the two parts, blue river, blue Nile and main Nile. Okay, so and where the when you see in the western part of this Nile, you find the great desert where you find the African desert which is adjoining to this part. And when you see in the eastern part, which is somewhat a plain area and and the easternmost part which is adjoining to the ocean body. And when you see in the uppermost part, on the western northwestern part which is adjoining to the Mediterranean Sea, and northeastern part which is adjoining to the Red Sea. Okay, so and when you see in the southernmost part, which is a landlocked part in the southernmost part, like Zambezi, many other parts which are adjoining to this ancient Egypt. Okay, so and apart from this, when you see here the environment of this ancient, you find certain mixed and tropical climate you find. Okay, so and apart from that, we'll see the geographical location, other things in a detailed manner while moving to moving with these things at a detailed study. Okay, so and this is the Ramses the Great Temple at Abu Simbel, where you are, which one you are watching on your screen, which is one of the temple built in memory of Ramses. Okay, so Ramses is one of the great pharaoh who ruled ancient Egypt. Okay, so and every pharaoh had a pyramid. Okay, so and Khafra and Khufru also another important pharaohs who had their memories which they kept in the particular pyramids. Okay, so construction of pyramid is a important phenomena in this ancient Egyptian civilization. Okay, so and you see the pyramids of Giza were the most recognizable symbol of the ancient Egypt, because this pyramid of Giza Giza pyramid is a live example. Still, you find this Giza pyramid. Okay, so when you see ancient Egypt was an ancient civilization of eastern North Africa and concentrated along the lower reaches of the Nile River in what is now the modern country of Egypt, we call. Okay, so it was a part of larger complex of civilizations, like Egypt in today's, like Sudan, Eritrea, Somalia, and Ethiopia are as a part. Okay, so Egyptian civilization, which is developed around 3150 BC with the political unification of Upper and Lower Egypt under a first stable kingdom. Okay, so and stable kingdom is nothing but we'll see the while moving with these political conditions or the administration will divide these ruling of pharaohs into three parts, like old kingdom, middle kingdom, and modern. Modern in the sense is like a uh, the pharaoh's rule. Okay, so within these three categories, we'll see the various pharaohs who ruled ancient Egypt. Okay, so and these where the upper and lower Egypt under the first stable kingdom separated by periods of relative instability, which is by the various conditions. Okay, so ancient Egypt, which is reached its peak during the New Kingdom. Okay, so after which entered a period of slow decline, and Egypt was conquered by a succession of foreign powers in the later period also, and the rule of the pharaohs officially ended in 31 BC when Egypt fell into the Roman Empire and became a Roman province. Okay, so up to 31 BC, we'll see about this political ruling by these pharaohs. Okay, so when you see and you also see the many achievements of ancient Egyptians include the quarrying and surveying and construction techniques that facilitated the building of monumental pyramids, temples, such etc. And you also observe such a contribution from this ancient Egypt, like a system of mathematics, a practical and effective system of medicine and irrigation system, agriculture production techniques, which is the first known ship which is from this ancient Egypt, and such a glass technology, new forms of literature, and you also see the success of ancient Egyptian civilization, which is stemmed partly from its ability to adapt to the conditions of the river Nile, and the predictable flooding and controlled irrigation of the fertile valley, which produce surplus crops, which fuel social development and culture, and with sources to spare the administration sponsored mineral exploitation of the valley and surrounding desert regions, the early development of an independent writing system, the organization of collective construction and agricultural projects, trade with surrounding regions, and a military intended to defeat foreign. Students, are you getting?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. Okay. So apart from that, we also see various things like um, how this ancient Egypt, which turned into a one of the important ancient civilization in the world at that time. Okay, So you are okay. So you are getting my screen now, and this is the entrance for that 66-foot high statues of which pharaohs, particularly the Ramsey, which is a important temple-like structure you find in ancient Egypt. Okay, so apart from that, when you see certain geographical things of ancient Egypt, and you find the water, fertile soils, protected settings. The Nile Valley allowed a great civilization which arose in the Egypt around 3200 BC from. Okay, so and we already discussed this in Egypt was called the gift of Nile because the Nile River gave life to the desert, and civilization developed along the Nile after the people began farming in this region, and strong kings unified all the Egypt. Okay, so and where here due to the flooding of this Nile, which whole region, ancient Egypt, the territories of ancient Egypt, and the banks of Nile River, which became a fertile. Okay, due to this flooding, these regions which turned into the fertile regions and easy to cultivate and produce the crops there. Okay, so and you are watching, this is ancient Egypt, the which you find the lower Egypt at northern part, and upper Egypt in the southern part. Okay, so and we'll see detailed manner in the next class. And when you see the features of the Nile, which is the Nile is the longest river in the world, as a distance of over 4,000 miles, which is flowing. And ancient Egypt included two regions, a southern and northern region, that were given their names by their relation to the particular region. And at several points, the rough terrain which cause certain cataracts or rapids to form, and the Nile divided into several branches and forming a delta, a triangle area of land made from a soil deposited by a river. Okay, so and a large arch of rich or fertile farmland, but the Nile flooded every year in the summer and fall. And when you see the Nile flood coated the land around it with a rich silk that made the soil ideal for farming. Without the floods, the people could never have farmed in the Egypt. Okay, so and when you see the civilization which developed along with the Nile provided both water and fertile soil for farming, and Egypt's location offered another advantage because it had a natural barriers that made it hard to invade, and the Nile was an important means to transport soldiers and resources. Okay, so and when you see the canals were built to carry water to fields of barley and fruits and vegetables they cultivated, and the Nile allowed farmers to raise animals such as cattle and sheep, and the river also provided many types of fish to hunters, tap ducks, and geese. And apart from this, the natural barriers made Egypt hard to invade, and the desert in the west was too big and harsh to cross, and Mediterranean and Red Sea provided protection from invasions, and cataracts in the Nile made it difficult to invade from the south. Okay, so and when you see the strong kings which unified whole the parts of Egypt, according to the tradition, Menes rose to power in Upper Egypt and unified the two kingdoms by taking control of Lower Egypt and marrying a Lower Egypt princess. Okay, so Menes was the first pharaoh who unified, these Egyptian, the whole Egyptian civilization into a single platform. Okay, so and Menes, yes, right? So Menes was the first pharaoh who unified these the scattered territories into a single platform. Okay, so Menes was probably the first pharaoh, the title used by the rulers of Egypt, and he also founded Egypt's first dynasty or series of rules from the same family. The first dynasty lasted for about 200 years and extended Egyptian territory southward along with the Nile. Okay, so and when you see the old kingdom, the Egyptian government, and after the unified kingdom, which again scattered due to certain consequences, and again which was reunited by other pharaohs later. Okay, so in the early Egypt society, pharaohs ruled as a gods and were the top of the social structures. Okay, so religion shaped Egyptian life, and the pyramids of Egypt were built as a tombs for the pharaohs. Not only tombs, though they treated those uh, tombs as the pyramids as a temples also. Okay, so and the Old Kingdom was a period in which the Egyptians developed a system based on the belief that Pharaoh was both a king and god. And as the population grew, social classes appeared. Egypt began to trade goods with its neighbors. Okay, so they gradually they concentrated on trade and commerce and had a maintained a better trade relations with the neighboring civilizations like Mesopotamia and Greece, Roman also. Okay, so and when you see the social classes, pharaohs, a ruling class, and which is above the structure, and we better to say as the first division, pharaohs and the relatives, the royal families of pharaohs, which comes under the first division, and many nobles or people from the rich and powerful families were officials and priests who helped run the government. Those all those comes under the first division, and the scribes and crafts people wrote and produced goods, and farmers, servants, and slaves of which is comes under the lower division of this ancient society. Okay, so this is Egyptian society you are watching on the screen, which is the pharaohs, which is above the structure, where under the pharaohs, nobles like officials and priests who help run the government, and these are comes under the next division, and the scribes and craftsmen people under the third division, and the farmer servants and slaves were comes under the fourth division. Okay, such a 3 to 4 divisions you find in the Egyptian society. Okay, and when you see the religion of ancient Egypt, and the Egyptians had gods for nearly everything, including the sun, sky, the earth. These gods would often mix human and animal forms. Okay, so like you observed in other civilizations also, without religion, you cannot find any civilization. Okay, so within the religion, you find the number of god and goddesses in various forms, in various incarnations. Okay, so Egyptian religion focused on the afterlife or life after death. They believed that when a person died, his or her left ka is nothing but the soul. Okay, so Atma. Okay, so her ka left the body and became a spirit. Okay, so and it means what? Here, along with the god and goddesses, they also know they are aware about the devil. Okay, so evil things. Okay, so they developed embalming to preserve bodies and keep the link between the body and the spirit. So the specially treated bodies wrapped in a cloth were called the mummies. Okay, So along with this, along with pyramids, you definitely know about mummies. Okay, so mummy is one of the important feature you find from the Egyptian civilization. Okay, so this is the structure which is the pyramid you are observing on the screen. This is the various such a structures you find the number of various numbers in the ancient Egyptian, and many pyramids are still alive, and which became a tourist places in present Egypt. Okay, so and when you see the pyramids of Egypt, pyramids are a huge stone tombs with four triangular sides that meet in a point on the top. Historians unsure how they were built. Okay, still there is a confusion about this construction of the pyramids. Okay, so pyramids displayed amazing engineering and the application of the scientific knowledge for practical purpose. And you also see the size and shape of the pyramids showed the importance of pharaohs. They were the people linked to the gods, and so Egyptians wanted their spirit to be happy. Okay, so some of them treated them as a spirits, and some of them treated them as a god and goddesses. Okay, so these are certain things you'll find from the ancient Egyptian civilization. And students, this is certain introduction class over ancient Egypt, and from tomorrow onwards, we'll see these things in a detailed manner. Okay, so students, this is about a general introduction class over this ancient Egypt today. And you have any doubts and clarifications, any other doubts regarding your academics, and know anything from the department about the teachers, we have the 2 minutes to 1.5 minute of the time, and you can have any query or doubt, you can ask me. Are you hearing, students? Prashant Gaud, Asna Fatima, Rajavardhan, Fayaz,
Yes, sir.
Santosh, Banot. Are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Regarding my lecture today, have you any doubts or queries, or any general doubts? You can ask me now. If no, I will end my class. ఉన్నాయా ఏమన్నా డౌట్స్?
ఏం లేదు సార్.
ఏం లేవా?
Yes.
Okay, right. I am ending my class now. Thank you.